What if I told you that the story of Jesus Christ shares striking similarities with two ancient figures, Horus, the Egyptian god of the sky, and Dionysus, the Greek god of wine and revelry? While most people know about the parallels between Jesus and Dionysus, what if the roots of these similarities go even further back? Horus, the ancient Egyptian god who predated Jesus for thousands of years, shares some remarkable traits with the Christian figure. Could Jesus' story be a copy of Horus's, with elements borrowed from Dionysus along the way? The connection between Jesus and Horus has long been debated. Horus, born of the goddess Isis and the god Osiris, was said to have been miraculously conceived, performed healings, and even died and resurrected. Sound familiar? It gets even more intriguing when you add Dionysus to the mix. Dionysus, like Jesus, was connected to wine, the symbol of life's transformation, and both figures offered salvation to their followers. But if Horus came first, does that mean Christianity drew from the Egyptian religion? Or is there something deeper in these shared stories? This question forces us to reconsider the origins of Christianity and the potential influence of older religious traditions on the development of its key themes. Did Egyptian and Greek mythology influence early Christians? Or do these similarities point to universal spiritual truths that resonate across cultures? What's your take on this? Do these connections challenge the way you understand Christianity's origins? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Do these parallels open your eyes to new possibilities about ancient religious stories? Horus's story is filled with elements that resemble the story of Jesus. He was born to a virgin, Isis, and had a divine father, Osiris. Like Jesus, Horus performed healing miracles and was called the Good Shepherd. Many scholars point to these elements as an indication that early Christians may have borrowed from these ancient myths to shape their narrative. But the influence doesn't stop with Horus. When you bring Dionysus into the equation, the story becomes even more complex. Dionysus, like Jesus, was associated with wine, a symbol of transformation. His followers believed that by drinking wine during rituals, they were communing with the god, an idea that mirrors the Christian practice of taking communion, where bread and wine represent the body and blood of Christ. The parallels between the three figures, Horus, Dionysus, and Jesus, suggest that the story of a god offering salvation, suffering for humanity, and rising again might not be unique to Christianity at all. The ancient world was a melting pot of religious ideas, and mystery cults like those dedicated to Horus and Dionysus were deeply influential. As Christianity spread through the Roman Empire, it would have encountered these existing religious practices and their myths. Could early Christians have been influenced by these earlier stories? Or do the similarities simply reflect universal themes about life, death, and the human search for salvation? By examining the connections between Horus, Dionysus, and Jesus, we are forced to confront the broader question of how religion develops across cultures. Whether these similarities are the result of cultural exchange or reflect shared human experiences, they offer a fascinating lens through which to view the evolution of religious traditions. So, what's your perspective? Do these similarities indicate that the story of Jesus is a copy of earlier myths, or do they suggest a deeper, universal truth about the human quest for spiritual meaning? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to check out our next video, where we explore more intriguing connections between ancient myths and modern religious beliefs.